Takuto was a terminally ill boy who reincarnated into the world of his favorite game after his death alongside his favorite game character. While the two of them decide to build an empire together just like they did in the game, they have no idea that Takuto has been reborn as the legendary king of ruin, who will destroy the world so that it can be reborn. Takuto is a terminally ill boy who spends most of his time playing a civilization-building strategy game called Eternal Nations. One day, as he is starting the game again after accomplishing everything, he quietly passes away. He feels like he is sinking into darkness, and when he opens his eyes, he finds himself sitting on a stone throne in the middle of a forest. He doesn't understand what is happening, but then a familiar figure appears in front of him. Takuto immediately recognizes the woman as Otto, the sludge witch, who was his favorite character from the game of Eternal Nations. He remembers how he decided to play Eternal Nations at the most difficult level by picking the Kingdom of Ruin and Evil Minogra as his starting point. Luckily, it came with Otto, a character who is incredibly weak at first, but she absorbs the abilities of the enemies she defeats and becomes the strongest by the end. Otto calls Takuto her king, and he wonders if this is some sort of roleplay situation that he needs to go along with. However, Otto tells him that he doesn't need to think so hard about it because she knows everything already. She knows his name, as well as the fact that he has never touched grass in his life. He was the pro among pros who completed the game on nightmare difficulty with the most tricky civilization. Takuto is astonished to hear that she knows about him being a player, and her being a character inside the game, and Otto tells him that she remembers all their games as well. She knows his play style as well as all the things he said to her through the screen, and all the times he busted one out in her name. Takuto is incredibly happy on realizing that he can talk to his favorite character face to face, and Otto tells him that she is even more happy. He then asks her if this is heaven and if she summoned him to this place, but Otto tells him that she was summoned to this place too. As for the location, she feels that it is like the world of Eternal Nations. She then quickly kneels before Takuto and holds his hand, saying that since they are here together, it doesn't matter what kind of place this is. She says that they should team up again and build a civilization just for the two of them. Takuto doesn't even know what to say, as Otto pulls him down from his throne, telling him that they have conquered the world multiple times in the past, and they should consider this a chance for a brand new beginning. Takuto likes the idea, and he asks Otto to serve him to form a glorious civilization, and she gladly agrees. She then pretends to be a badass witch, and officially pledges her loyalty to him. But then both of them get embarrassed at those cringe-level dialogues. With that, Takuto tells Otto that she already knows what is the first thing they do at Minogra. She affirms, saying that they will become shut-ins and hide their existence from the rest of the world. The next thing that Takuto does is use his emergency skill to produce a giant-sized bug to scout the nearby area. Takuto and Otto discuss how it is one of their core rules to completely hide their presence from other players in the early game, and scouts like this are helpful to gather information without revealing themselves. Takuto then commands the bug to gather information from the surroundings, and it immediately darts away to do its mission. Otto is surprised because she didn't expect things to go so smoothly in this new and unfamiliar world, and Takuto tells her that he can also share the vision of the bug just like in the game. He then says that he spent half of his mana to create the scout, and now his best choice is to create a starting settlement for them. He wishes that he had a bit more mana to create a fighter to defend them, but that is not possible right now. Otto gets a bit depressed on hearing this because she is really weak right now, and she can't even protect herself. Anyway, Takuto keeps scouting the area through the bug's eyes, and he says that there is nothing but forest here. Otto gets sad because she can't help him right now, but he tells her that her presence is good enough for him, and she gets really happy on hearing this. Just then, the bug comes across a group of poor and tired dark elves. Otto says that this is good news for them because dark elves are a neutral species, though they incline a bit towards the neutral evil side, and their kingdom is also low-key neutral evil. However, this news worries Takuto, who begins wondering if this is really the world of Eternal Nations. He begins thinking that if there is another civilization nearby, his kingdom is most certainly going to be destroyed right now. But Otto tells him that if they are in any kind of danger, they will flee away together. Takuto tells her that she couldn't be more right, and he decides to keep an eye on the Dark Elves while scouting the area some more for now. While they are doing their silly chants and celebrations, a group of Dark Elves suddenly arrives there. They are as shocked to see Takuto and Otto as they are shocked to see them, and Otto decides to put her life on the line if her master is in any sort of danger. Turns out the leader of the Dark Elves, Gia, was on a mission to find food for his people, who are too tired and hungry to move. His assistant told him that they should not be in this forest because legends say that something incredibly evil is sealed away in this place. But Gia told her that he can't back down just because of that, as his people need him. Just as he was thinking that, he suddenly came face to face with Otto and Takuto, who seemed to him like the avatar of evil. He is struck with fear as he can only see a black silhouette in place of Takuto, and now he is sure that the stories about something incredibly evil in this place are not false. He thinks that if he makes a mistake here, his entire clan could be wiped out. So, he quickly kneels before Takuto and introduces himself. His followers do the same, and then Gia apologizes to Takuto for trespassing in his territory. Otto suddenly starts acting like a gangster, and says that it is good to see that they know their place. She asks him why did the Dark Elves come here, and Gia begins his sob story to get some sympathy. However, Otto gets bored and tells him to get to the point quickly, scaring the hell out of him. He immediately tells her that his clan was banished by the council, and they are being persecuted even now. Suddenly, Takuto asks him if they faced great difficulty, and Gia freezes from panic. However, when Otto tells him to answer the king's question, he explains that their clan was punished unjustly, and they were forced to enter these cursed lands to stay safe. However, their food supply ended a week ago, and now his people are starving because they haven't been able to find any source of food here. Gia starts thinking about the hardships his clan faced when all they wanted was to live peacefully. He wonders if Takuto will be cruel to them too, but to his surprise, Takuto throws some apples at him, telling him that he should try them out because they are delicious. Gia has never seen apples before, and he is doubtful about them. But his followers don't have his patience, and they begin gobbling down the apples while exclaiming how sweet they are. Takuto suddenly creates some pears too, and Gia is left completely stunned. Otto asks him why is he not eating the fruits that her master has so gracefully given him, and the dark elf immediately bows before Takuto, saying that there are more people in his tribe who are starving. He wants to feed them, especially the children, before himself, and Takuto takes pity on him. He starts summoning a huge amount of food, much to Otto's horror and Gia's shock. Dark elves like him have always been discriminated against, because people believe they belong to the dark side, and no one has ever tried to help them before now. He asks Takuto who exactly is he, but he just tells him to take the food to his people. Gia and his followers soon return to their camp with the food, and everyone finally gets to eat till they are full. Gia, however, refuses to reveal how he got the food to other elves. But at night, while he is sitting alone by the campsite, the clan elder arrives there. He remarks that the fruits he brought earlier were different from anything he has seen in his long life, and they were more tasty than any other fruit. He asks Gia where did he get those fruits from, and he tells the elder about his meeting with the legendary evil being. The elder is shocked because Gia met the King of Ruin, who is mentioned in ancient books. He says that according to those books, when the world has become too full, the King of Ruin will appear and destroy the world so it can have a fresh start. Gia feels like Takuto meets the description of the King of Ruin. But truth be told, he couldn't even understand a single thing that Takuto said, and he only acted on hints that he got from Otto's behavior. The elder is not sure about that part yet, but he asks Gia if he gave Takuto anything in return for the food. He says that he didn't give anything in return, and the elder says that no evil being would show mercy to someone without getting something in return. Gia, however, believes that Takuto is a merciful being who took pity on his people's suffering, and that angers the elder. He asks Gia how can he talk about an evil being with such respect. But after a bit of debate, he realizes that Gia did his best and secured food for his people. After that, Elder Molter declares that he will negotiate with the Dark King as the senior-most Dark Elf, and hopefully their clan will be able to get the peaceful life they have always dreamed of. On the other hand, Otto scolds Takuto for using his mana to create food for the elves when he doesn't have enough for it. But the moment he tells her not to be upset at him because he needs her, she starts acting like a simp again. The story will be continued in future videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.